How are we, folks? Another day from a nice warm day to this bloody cold wind and this overcast, so we're going to get some rain apparently. But anyway, I've been busy today. I've done a few things around the house, and then I came out here just earlier and started building these two raised beds, or filling them in. Now, I'm doing another couple of beds here. I've done this one already, and I'll just run through what I've done there. This is a new, I suppose, way I'm filling my raised beds nowadays, rather than just sort of putting straw at the bottom and then filling the rest of it. Building this insulated wall, yeah, I've done it before and I'm loving it. And I'm really keen to go to one of those beds when it's completely finished so I can see what it looks like on the sides. I don't want to disturb it now because the plants are active, but I'm keen to see how the walls are behaving, because I reckon they're full of life, holding moisture like a sponge. They're keeping the soil hydrated in the middle and becoming a food source as well. So the whole thing's starting to collapse. That's what I'm noticing, but we'll look at that later on. For now, this is the beginning of it. So what I do is I actually have the bottom, I've put some hessian bags as a bottom layer, a couple of layers of that, then 2 bales of straw, 2 and a bit is what I've got in here, pea straw, and then just little bits of slabs from the straw, or even just pieces pulled away and squashed onto it. How thick? Well, some spots I've got 200 mil, 8 inches, 6 to 8 inches. Other areas, it's only half of that, sort of a little bit thinner, but still, even about 100 mil thickness, I think that's ample. So you really don't have to go too hard or crazy with the straw. So the next thing is, I'm thinking to myself, before we fill it up, we've got to hydrate it. And I got this ready already. So get your liquid fertilizer and activate it first. So what we're doing is just running the biostimulant in there. You can go as hard or as little as you like. Something's better than nothing. There we are. And then we just get the hose on the rest of it and just get a bit of moisture throughout the whole straw. Some of you saying you could have done it the other way around. I suppose you can. Either way, hydrate it first and then pour your liquid, or pour your liquid and then hydrate it. I can smell it either way. And now when I fill it in, I mix the cocoa and compost together, and I find I get a better consistency, and it doesn't go hard, because compost, as good as it is, over time it will go hard on you if it's left to dry out for a little bit too long. So I put a layer of cocoa at the bottom like this, and then a compost on top. Now, the cocoa you saw earlier was one of the clean skin bags, and that's been months since we've had those, so that's how old that bag is, and I'm using it, folks. That's right. Still got a bit of moisture in it, but this is our compost, our delicious compost. And what I'm going to do with this is not leave it like that, but just get the garden fork. You can use a hand fork if you like, and just mix the cocoa through it. Don't worry if you grab some of the straw, that's good too. So a little bit of texture mixed into it from the straw won't hurt it at all. This is the second bag of cocoa. Second bag of compost. How much you put in each one, it's really how big your garden bed is. I mean, 2 of each, even 1 of each is, the minimum I'd go, because you're going to add a bag of planting mix on top. In this case here, I think I'm going to add more than 1 bag. And I think I'm going to end up doing 3. Now, in that one there on the side, I've added 3 bags of compost and 3 cocoa. And you can see here how fluffy it is. Have a look at this. Look at that. Look, that's what you want to have in it. Now, you can run your fingers through it too if you like. Jeez, that's nice and warm. The 3rd bag of cocoa, and this one's moist because there was a hole in it. That's one of the old bags. All right, compost now. It's almost full, isn't it? Bloody hell. Now you watch this magic. Once I mix this in a little bit, with all the cocoa through it, it's good. It doesn't have to be perfect, folks. I mean, you can do it in a wheelbarrow if you like, if it's easier for you. But then you've got to shovel it back into here, which is the part that I hate the most. So now we're going to use it to pack the wall like that. Look at this. Now we've got a bloody hole in the middle. And now we're going to fill all this in with the planting mix. And these bags have been sitting out here for about a month. This one's open too. Still got its moisture. Beautiful. That's fine. I'm going to put 3 of these in here. Now, I'm putting a couple of handfuls of superfood in here too, folks. Normally I put it below the planting mix because the planting mix has already got it, but I've just spread the planting mix out a little bit so I can get it underneath there. But then we're going to cover it over. And a couple of handfuls of black grit. I get a little bit excited with this stuff. There we go. And now, 2 more bags of planting mix on top. Now for those who are interstate and want to get our products, you can't get our planting mix, folks, our bags at the moment. So what you can do is just get your compost, get your cocoa. You can get cocoa in compressed bales and all things like that. You've got to hydrate them. Mix them together, get some organic fertiliser. You can get our superfood and black grits available and our liquid fertilisers as well. They can be shipped out to New South Wales and other states, but not the bags at the moment. This one's been, I think this one's set like concrete. Because there was a bloody hole in it. Okay, here we go. Yeah, got all the rain. That's why it's so wet on top. There we are. Still breaking up beautifully. How's this for a recipe, eh? Rather than go down to your local garden supplies and saying, give me a load of your 5-way mix and whatever they call that shit. Some garden supplies are actually carrying our bags. So Pascoe Vale Garden Supplies have got it. A couple of other stores, I just can't remember. Oakley Produce is carrying it. But at the end of the day, you can make your own compost too. You don't have to go down the shops and spend money all the time. Make your own. You can make your own liquid fertilisers. You can make even your own mulch if you like to dehydrate your grass properly. So here we go. We've got our superfood, our black grit underneath there. We've got our planting mix on top. I'm going to give this some water, and then did I water it before? I didn't, did I? It was already moist. That's why I didn't. I normally water between the layers, folks. Every couple of bags, put a little bit of water in it. So now I'm going to hydrate this really properly, and then we're going to mulch it. There we are. Look at that. Soaking straight in. These bags are old, but because there was moisture in them still, which is what they need to have, the water's going straight through. And it'll soak out through the bottom too, folks. So just remember, be cautious about that. If you're using one of these crates, don't try to hydrate the arse out of it in one go, because it'll just run right through. You need to soak it a little bit, let it sit in there. You'll see some water trickling out. Wait a few minutes, come back to it, go to another bed, and you just slowly hydrate it. Flooding it in one go is no good. So that's done. That's done. Now for the mulch. And now what I've got there in my barrow soaking with our EK Butch and Liquid Gold, folks, is our bean straw. No, folks, it's not out yet. It's going to be ready soon. I just stashed a few bales aside for my own personal use here, folks. So I actually like the bean straw on top better. I mean, pea straw works tremendously well too, don't get me wrong. But if I had to choose between the two, I prefer the bean straw on top. So what you're seeing here now, as I'm preparing these beds, are 2 identical beds. What you've seen me just do in this bed here, I've done exactly the same in the bed behind me. And the reason why I've done them identical is that so we are going to conduct a trial on these beds. Now in the past when I've done trials, you've seen me do updates. I've given you weekly updates on how it's progressing. You've given me a little bit of feedback. Well, this one's slightly different. What we're going to do with this one is we're going to film the entire trial over the next few weeks, months, and then at the end we'll cut it all up and then present it to you in the one go, or maybe 2 goes, I'm not sure. But at the end of the day, we're going to film it all, and then you get the full footage at the end. So we've got, for those who want to do something like this, raised bed, timber, corrugated iron, put your hessian sheet underneath, fill up halfway with straw, create the walls on the sides, cocoa, compost, 50-50 blend. Trust me, it works. It works a treat. Plants just grow better because you need at least 25% oxygen down below. And I know they're porous on the sides, but when the compost goes hard or dries out and goes hard, it really does suffocate the plant's root zone and the microbes. So blend 50-50 cocoa and compost, as much as you want, 1 bag of each. You can go 2, I've done 3, then 3 planting on top. In between each pour of bags, water, black ridden superfood in between, the compost and the planting mix on top, and the rest is history. And there we are, folks. 2 identical beds. I'll start planting them out, and you may see me in the background while we're doing other little segments, but the footage, once we've completed the trials, we'll present them to you. So if you want to build some beds or even just top up your garden beds, it's a great time to do it now. If it's cold like this, we've gone from 40 degrees the other day down to bloody 14. If it's going to get down about 7 or 8 degrees tonight, so that's pretty cold. Plants are holding up. We'll go for a tour tomorrow or the next day. You can get our planting mix compost and cocoa on our website, or you can get our superfood and black grit as well if you want to get it shipped interstate. Otherwise, support our outlets, click and collect outlets. They're available online, trading 2 or 3 days a week. Just go on our website to check out their opening hours and Christmas closing hours as well. Otherwise, have a great day, and it's only a day to go before Christmas, eh? From me, Vasily, Maresi.